Okay, so I am officially done putting some clothes on my body, and basically, let's get on started. So, I remember the last time I was like recording a video, I kind of wanted to talk about like transitioning from being a like teenage girl to being a woman, because I think that is such a huge transition that that isn't like that's talked about, but it's like not like heavily discussed to the like maximum that it could be. And I just think that it's like kind of such a big transition in your life, like a big, hold on, let me grab my concealer. Where is my concealer? Somewhere back here. I hope this is the right one. I don't even know where the other one is. Let's hope this is the right shade, because I have two. This looks like the right shade. I have two concealers and they're both yellow, very yellow pigmented. Yellow pigmented. Like have huge yellow undertones. And so, yeah. But basically, yeah. And also like the obsession with trying to be a certain way, I think is very huge in this generation and in this like age group of women, because I think like you're only this age once, so like all these people that I'm the same age as now are going to forever be the same people I'm in the same age group with. So I think this is something that I can say I see present in like girls my age, is like, and I think it has something to do with the fact that it was never really talked about, like this weird feeling you're gonna have, like this loss of identity, I feel like is what I am basically trying to say. Like you kind of lose your sense of self after you leave your teens and enter your 20s. Like you have to rebuild everything you would have ever thought about yourself. And it's such a scary time because we live in a time period where like there's so much pressure from things a lot bigger than you. There's so much pressure from like society. There's so much pressure from your country, the fact that we live in the United States and there's always a lot going on in the United States culturally. The fact that there's just like so many things, guys, that I think young women have to deal with. And obviously men have to deal with these things too. Like men obviously are also in a transitioning period, but I think it's also like, it's a little different because like the standards is like women have to get out of girlhood quicker. We have to leave girlhood behind as soon as we hit a certain age, while men can be immature and be goofy and, you know, be essentially little boys for a lot longer. And like no one's gonna bat an eye, or people are gonna try to offer them guidance and things of that nature. But if a woman doesn't get it together quicker, it's like, girl, you still haven't got it together. Like it's like that's how the world looks at it. And like I said, it's a little concerning. It's a little like, oh, what, like, why do they get a pass on still being immature, still, you know, being in the habits that they had when they were younger, while we're taught that we have to grow out of those habits as soon as we hit a certain age. And yeah, so that's basically what I want to get into, like why I kind of just like get ready. And yeah, so basically I feel like we get what is it called? I feel like we live in a day and age where people, our generation, are like obsessed with having a certain image. Like I feel like we're very parasocial as a generation. This is not just a male female thing. I think everyone is very parasocial. I do not think I want to curl my hair. I'm not curling my hair. But I think as a generation we're extremely parasocial, and we are like overly obsessed with an image that we put out. And I think that it is great to be aware of how people view you. It is very great to be aware of your impressions on people, but I do think that it gets to a point of being aware of the impression versus being obsessed with the impression. Like, it is okay to be like, okay, I want people's first impression of me to be positive. It is another thing to be like, I want people to know exactly what I am trying to present to them. And if they don't know what I'm trying to present to them, then I am very, very, very disappointed in myself. It's like, no, that's too much pressure. That's too much pressure, because people are always going to have, sometimes people are going to misinterpret you. Sometimes people are not going to have the best first impression. It could be a day where you're not 100% yourself, or you weren't able to do this, or you were running late or something like that. And that is okay. It is okay for everyone to not get a clear understanding of you the first time they meet you, as long as you stay true to yourself. I think a lot of people have a problem. Hold on, y'all. I'm really trying, but it's kind of chaotic. A lot of people have a problem with staying true to themselves, and they want to stay true to what is popular now. And it's kind of sad to see. Like, I want people to truly do what makes them happy, do what they are interested in. And this is when I get into talking about the woman thing. I think a lot of women see the celebrities that they follow, or see the, like, people that they see on the social media, and they're like, oh, that's the depiction of femininity right now. That's the depiction of womanhood. I'm a woman now. I'm the same age as these people. I need to be exactly like them. I need to talk the way that they talk. I need to live the way that they're living. And I'm just like, no. That is why I say that our generation is so parasocial, because we're overly obsessed with, like, seeing our celebrities, seeing our role models look a certain way, be a certain way, and their ages are not that much different than ours. And so we're like, oh, well, we need to be that way. I need to be that way. I need to dress that way. I need to look that way. And it's like, no. These people have access to thousands of dollars, these millions of dollars. These people have access to surgeons. They have access to all types of things that we just don't have access to as, you know, regular class American citizens, especially young American citizens. And so I think that it is very important to understand that the way that these people are in society is not realistic to the way that we're going to be living, especially as people who are going to be a part of the working class. Like, if your goal isn't to become a celebrity, like, you don't want to be a singer, you don't want to be a model or a dancer or whatever, then if your goal is to be a part of the, like, working class, and you want to do something like be a doctor, lawyer, or whatever, you should not be looking at how these celebrities or influencer girls are living and thinking, oh, I need to be like that. I need to, guys, this is looking crazy. I need to have what they have. Because no, you need to have exactly what you want, and what you want can be similar to the things that the girls that you follow have, but is it gonna be the exact same? No. You have your own identity. And I think a lot of people, a lot of young girls, and this is what I'm talking about, a lot of young women try to create or base their identity off of the parasocial relationships they created with the celebrities that they follow. And it's really fucking nuts to think about, but it's also like, this is what I'm seeing. Like, I see it so much that it's like a lot of people don't even have their own individual personalities. I think so many people who I've known or I've seen from a distance, like not known personally, but may have like known of in high school or whatever, had a very their individual personality when we were younger, and their personality completely changed, and it's like a archetype. They became an archetype of some sort. What I mean by that is they got inspired by a celebrity or by an artist that they like or that they follow, and they adopted that personality and adopted that archetype. And now they are essentially, you can obviously tell that's who they like, that's who they follow, that's who they listen to. And now I am essentially that person as well, or that's the kind of shit I'm into, that's the kind of stuff I like. And it's like, no, like, you like this, or it's like, it's okay to evolve as a person, but that's another reason why I say I think it's an age thing. I think it's because we're in this transitioning stage. We're trying to figure out exactly what we like. And in that transition stage, sometimes we think that this is what we should like, this is what I should like, this is what I should be on, and because of that, it becomes a little inauthentic. And it just kind of makes me sad because society did not prepare us, and our mothers and our aunties and our older sisters did not prepare us for this weird transition stage and this weird feeling of lostness, going into being a grown woman, going into being in my 20s. I just turned 20 a month ago, and like obviously it's not like, oh, I was 19 and then I woke up 20 years old and I was confused about who I was. It was like something I've been feeling. Like in some ways it's like, oh, am I behind? Do I not have all the things I need to have? Like, am I going down the right path? Like, it's stuff like that that I kind of worry about as a fresh 20-year-old. But then it's also like, everyone's life is their life, and everyone's path is their specific path, and the way you go about things, your specific path is what is it called? What is the word? Is specific to you. It is unique to you. And it's kind of hard to understand it. Like, I can tell myself that, but I still at the end of the day have thoughts and doubts, like, oh, like, am I doing something wrong? Is this not the right path? Like, I'm in college right now. As you can see, I'm in my dorm. And with me being in college, like, I have a very specific career choice that I am pursuing. But sometimes I think at night and I'm like, am I pursuing the right career? Like, is this the right thing for me? Is this my calling? Like, am I missing out on my calling because I am, confining to what society has put in front of me as a woman, as an American? Like, sometimes I do think like that. And, eventually I realized I've made the right decision because my career choice, like having an undergrad degree, is required. And so I am doing the right thing and I am on the right path. And I think that's what a lot of young people need to start realizing. Like, you are on your right path and you don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to follow a certain, sorry, it's kind of hard for me to do my eyeliner while I'm talking. But you don't have to, follow a certain mold to, fit in with this generation. And eventually, I feel like everyone in their young 20s will realize that. I feel like by the time you hit your mid-20s, you're going to, be fully realized. But it's just something that I just don't feel like is spoken about, is this weird feeling. But yeah. Other than that, life's been great. I'm getting a new job. I am not gonna say where I work at. I don't like where I work at though. And I was trying to try something more subtle. I was trying not to be too bougie going into my sophomore year of college, because I wanted to sorry y'all, it's really hard for me to talk while I'm doing eyeliner. I wanted to just know that okay, I need resources, and so I'm gonna go for something that's simpler to get and simpler to function. But y'all, I chose the worst job. This is my fault. So the semester is ending, so when the semester is over, I'm going to get a new job for next semester, for spring semester, because I don't want to work at the job that I'm working at anymore. And that is okay. I also think that's another thing, guys, it is okay to quit jobs. Now, as long as you quit them correctly. Don't quit a job oh, I'm quitting this job and I don't have a plan. I'm quitting this job and then after I quit the job, I'm just going to be broke. No. Quit a job by putting your 2 weeks in, and also having something, some type of plan ready. Because if you just quit a job and then you don't have anything planned after, it's so you just broke. Can't do that. So I definitely say if you have a backup plan, you have another job and you have an interview or you have a start date of a new job, then that's the best time to put in your 2 weeks. Or if you have a what is it called, or if you just put in your 2 weeks and you have like a savings, like you saved, and so you can be fine for like a few weeks until you did find something new. Like that is also okay. Guys, I feel like sometimes my concealer looks really yellow like on camera, but then like in person it doesn't. So like I'm wondering if it's like, is it the lighting? See, like when I turn off the light, like my concealer looks fine. Okay, whatever. But yeah, guys, that's just kind of the yap session I wanted to have. I hope you guys are all doing really well. I hope y'all are having a good year, a good holiday season, because holiday season officially started. And yeah, thanks for listening to my yap session while I do my makeup. Thank you. Bye bye.